자, 그럼 스타필드 3화 시작해보도록 하겠습니다.
Sorry for the wait, everyone. Got a little held up on Vectera.
Barrett, we were worried sick.
Well, some of us were.
I see what you did there, Walter.
Have
I
any
know
new
you've been
books for me?
secretly crying into your piles of money just waiting for my return.
Actually, Walter has been complaining about you more than usual, which is always a sign when he's worried.
Don't start, Country.
Wait, is that? And to think the first artifact was taking up dust on the library shelf. Now look at them all.
I hope you're having a good day.
처음보다 많이 모였죠?
You feel it a bit, can't you? Ever since I found the second one, had the visions. Being around them is just comforting.
Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
도킹 완료라는데 어디 가는 걸까요?
We got a rook on deck. Good to see Constellation getting some fresh blood. Former Crimson Fleet. An old Jacobones would be the term for it, back in my day.
저는
Left that life behind me.
계셨나?
Even before I signed up with Constellation, I was retired.
Glad you two finally have a chance to meet.
반가워요.
Wish I could have been down at the lodge to see the artifacts come together. But I got a little lost peeking through the eye. That one's all on me. The eye is the nickname for the star station.
아, 여기
Think of it as one big
정거장이구나.
telescope. Probably would have just gotten annoyed at being bothered. I'll catch a smile at our next big revelation.
No.
You know there's more to come. Now, this station, the Eye, rigged up for deep space scans. Barrett and Sarah teased out the signs of where our artifacts could be hiding after we caught our second one. But the data takes a slow ride along the Sea of Light. Years or decades between us and the fringes of space without a grav drive. No matter how good the scan, it's still just peeking at light, and she only has one speed.
Ultimately, we're not looking at a planet. We're looking at the radiation coming off a planet. And that takes years to get here.
A lot of interstellar bodies in the way, too. All that noise makes squaring the circle harder. Only going to be able to give you so many at once. You won't be the only constellation out there. Andreja and Matteo are both following up on scans themselves. Matteo went out recently, but Andreja, it's been a while. Hate to pull a worried old man act on you, but I'm an old man, and I'm worried.
Yes, indeed. Stop worrying so much, Vladimir. If she's out there, we'll find her.
She should be at one of the two sites I've marked on your star map. Can take care of herself, but we all need backup sometimes.
그쵸.
Anyway, hopefully you'll be catching Fortune's smile, and we'll have some more artifacts to take a closer look at. Happy hunting.
Might as well explore this cave. With any luck, we'll stumble across a mineral deposit or two.
저기 누구 못 싸운다. 아까 2명 중에 1명인가?
Don't come any closer. Identify yourself.
맞아. 블라디미르가 찾아달라는
Good. I suppose I should have guessed. It has been too
2명 중에
long
1명.
since I checked in.
I'm just glad we found you unharmed,
아,
Andreja.
안드레자.
Vladimir and I were worried.
You are the newest member, yes? Do they often send you to check up on other, more senior members?
보참 찾으러 유비가 왔어요. 응애.
Perhaps. I suspect Vladimir worried you might find me on the ground instead of this one. We waste time. We should complete our mission and then we can talk.
여기 떠다니는 거 보니까 유물 있는데. 아, 유물 2호탕.
You are back. You did not respond when I called to you after you pulled out the artifact. Does that mean Barrett's theory and experience were correct? The artifact grants the first person who touches it a vision?
같은 편이라고 표정이 좀 온화해진 것 같은데요?
The fact that it has happened to both you and Barrett is already more than we had before. I think it is important that we discuss what you saw back there. That man. What I had done. It was, yes. I appreciate that you see it that way. A very practical outlook, not one I find is shared amongst members of Constellation. May I ask what your background is?
아르고스 광부였죠.
Argos. I have heard of this company. Small, reckless. Interesting. I do not have experience with this profession, but I have my own experiences with risk. We both seem to be unusual additions to Constellation. Please, I would ask that you not mention to Vladimir the circumstances in which you found me.
걱정하겠죠. 이러고 있었다
This is
이러면.
not the first time that Varun zealots have attempted to corner me. If it is known that this has happened again, well, it has been a while since I was given an assignment on my own. I would not want it to be even longer in the
위험했다고
future.
하면 당분간 나가지
Do you
말아라 이렇게
understand?
틀어 막을 테니까.
You are unfamiliar. This is a surprise. Few have not heard of them. They are fanatics, having taken the teachings of House Varun and twisted them into a belief that the galaxy must be wiped clean before the Great Serpent's return. So, in this I would say I have done the galaxy a favor. Mom, this means we are in agreement.
저는 입이 무겁습니다.
Thank you. That is good to know. I will finish here and return to New Atlantis when I can. You should go now, as they will be expecting us.
Do this!
Andrasia, thank goodness. We were worried.
Why? Was there a concern that I would not contribute to the mission?
No, of course not.
안드레자도
We
와
thought you might be
있었네요.
hurt.
Oh, then thank you.
양심에 찔린 2개 추가됐어요.
Look at you two. I'm jealous. I tried following up on some leads myself, but came back empty-handed.
They can be anywhere, can't they? Embedded in a rock, or in the hands of an unsuspecting novelty goods trader?
좀
I
비꼬는 것
wasn't
같은데.
aware we were competing, but game on.
이거 좀.
Oh no, don't you two start. We're supposed to be working together,
시작하는
not
것도
competing.
아니고.
what's wrong with a little rivalry here and there? I think it pushes us to be at our best.
도발에 걸려들었다.
Or causes nothing but arguments.
Arguments which then breed distrust. Noel is right, Mateo.
Well, I suppose there was that one time, and then the other.
벌써 불이 붙은 것 같은데?
What do you think? A little competition can't be that bad, can it?
이 자식이다. 시비를 털어하는 표정인데.
I feel the same, strangely enough. The inherent contradiction of human nature has once again laughed in my face.
I'm gonna be the one laughing at your face if this conversation keeps going, Mateo.
너는 찾았고 나는 못
See what the
찾았어.
two of you have done? You have our friend here trying desperately to not take sides.
You know what? I just realized I completely overtook this whole conversation. This should be about you and Andrasia celebrating a win for the group.
I do not mind being asked to join in a debate. It was good to hear everyone's sides. But I do agree that we accomplished something together.
어머머머.
Thank you for your help.
말씀을.
I have no objections. Let us see what else we can find
너
out there.
나의 동료가 되라.
Noel, pulling some interesting data from those new artifacts. Tell the Rook to meet me back on board the station.
Roger that, Vladimir. She's
블라디미를
on her
만나러
way.
가야겠네요.
Hello, Captain.
저기서 기다리고 계신다.
Now that those artifacts aren't just blips of hope in the blackest sea, I found an interesting pattern.
오.
The grav anomaly generated by one of those artifacts, it matches one on another
다른
planet.
행성에서도
A
반응이
bigger
있었나
one.
봐요. 그럼 이거 좌표 따라가면 되는 거 아닌가?
This one has been in my list of possible artifact sites for a while, but the profile didn't quite match.
이게
Now that we've got
많이
more
모아보니까.
artifacts, the similarities are as clear as day. All right, let me transfer over the data. But I need you wearing caution's boots for this one. No telling what this thing is or why it's so large. Going to send you the mark close as I can, but I'm having trouble pinpointing the source. You'll need to explore the area on foot. Put your scanner to work. Don't know what you'll find. Keep your eyes open.
아유, 걱정해 주셔서 감사합니다. 중력 이상 발생 후 근처에 착륙하기, 핸드노 사용하기, 핸드 스캐너.
And from there, maybe you catch a smile and uncover the source of it all.
This is what we have been looking for?
사원이래요, 사원.
It is... I do not have words.
뭐야? 저게 혹시 있나? 왜 이상하게
Apparently, when freezing to death, one may experience a warm, cozy feeling. I would prefer not to verify that firsthand.
아니, 그런 거 저도 경험하고 싶지 않은데. 반짝반짝거리는데요? 오, 뭐야, 문인가? 오, 열린다. 오, 자동문인가? 오, 열리네. 열렸다.
Are you all right? We need to get you back to the lodge.
Crix's bones. Look at you.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna start doing some scans. Like, right now.
We were right about the anomaly, weren't we? Tip our ears on the tail. An entire building generating a signature just like the artifact.
맞아요.
Vladimir, look at these readings. Cardiovascular and neurological levels aren't in the normal range.
건강에 문제가 생겼나?
I think we're going to need a little demonstration. Mind putting the paces to it?
파워?
Everyone saw that, right?
Like a literal gift from the heavens.
And also the most practical consequence of our little venture thus far.
Got no old shipwise for this one. Going to just call weird, weird. No one in Constellation is going to lose lips on this.
What could we say? Even we agree we do not fully understand what is going on.
Can we find more of them?
Already picked one up from the
부러워하는
scans.
있죠?
Matches another one of the artifacts we found. In theory, there might be one temple for each. But sifting through all the signs to identify a match is tricky. Impossible if we don't have the right artifact to compare. And even then, it takes time. You'd still need to cross-reference the artifacts we have with the data from the eye to pinpoint the source. Don't think it's just fortune's laugh that this temple responded to you. The artifacts, the visions, this power you've gotten, all seems to be the same song somehow. Plenty to think about. Anyway, catch a smile out there. I'll work on finding planet anomalies that match the other artifacts we have.
If you have a moment, I have something I'd like to discuss.
Could really bend your ear when you got a moment. You know, the way you handle things, not bad. Not bad.
윌터랑 얘기를
I must admit, you've surprised me. I thought you were going to take off as soon as you'd gotten something from us. But I was wrong. I want you for a little soiree I'm planning.
파티.
A business meeting, of a sort at least.
사업가신가?
All right, fine. I need your help.
솔직한
It's
게
about an
좋은 거죠.
artifact. And our goal is simple. We're going to purchase it.
뭐야?
Our seller is a freelance operative in the city of Neon, which means the artifact is almost certainly stolen from someone. I just need a little more presence in the negotiation to show we're
그러니까
serious.
초능력 쓸 수
And
있는
I think you'd be perfect.
주인공을 데려가겠다는 거죠. 그 반중력장이라는.
That settles it then. We just need to make a few stops when we get to the city, and then the
한강
drinks
갔다
will be
끝나나요?
on me.
치사하게.
As long as the drinking comes after the negotiation, or whatever this is going to entail.
It'll be easy, I promise. I'll ride passenger on your ship until we get to Neon.
식구가 늘었군요.
Just let me know when you're ready to set off. To the Volai star system, then. I admit I'm a little excited. It's exciting to see this little venture paying off, but we really do need to be careful. The artifacts were one thing, but this, well, we really need to keep this to ourselves. Can you imagine if word of this got out? If you thought it was a challenge to find artifacts, imagine doing it with everyone else in the settled systems vying for them as well. We need to figure out what this all means before someone else does. I guess we should be grateful we seem to be ahead of the pack, as it were. So far, no indications that anyone else has noticed what we're up to. Let's just hope that doesn't change with this newfound ability
최대한
of yours.
숙여야겠는데.
Looks green. Ready to land.
Now that we have a moment, I wanted to ask how you're feeling. After your experience at the temple, you've given everyone at the lodge quite a scare.
보여주래 놓고.
That's a very reasonable answer. According to what I've heard, your body absorbed an almost unquantifiable amount of energy of a type we can't even begin to understand. We're dealing with something unknown to modern science. Who knows how this encounter has affected your body or your mind?
의심하는 것 같은데.
I know you're simply trying to brush this off with humor, but you really should act more concerned. That temple proves we're dealing with entities of unknown origin. The problem is that we can't even begin to guess what their intention was towards us and where they've gone. Perhaps that's true, or perhaps you were simply quite lucky. It's just that... Oh, I'm afraid that we're flying almost completely blind here.
뭔가
All we know
평소랑
for
다르게
certain at this
불안해
point
보이는
is that
느낌이.
whoever created the artifacts are the same beings that built the temple. Anything else is just guesswork. I might as well put on a blindfold and toss darts at theories written on the wall. As far as Constellation's concerned, you're the first human we're aware of that's ever encountered one of these places. Now, whether you consider that lucky or not, that's another matter entirely.
야, 운 좋은 사람 평가네요.
Oh, believe me, this is positively exhilarating. Think about the significance of this research. The questions it raises alone are mind-boggling. Who was this wondrous structure built to accommodate? How long ago did these entities inhabit our universe? Are they still out there, somewhere? Yes, exactly. Now you understand why it's imperative that we solve this puzzle. It's funny. I used to think the artifacts were the end-all be-all of scientific discovery, the pinnacle mystery of our time. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine it would lead to something of this magnitude. I just hope that you'll come through this, whatever it is, unharmed. Well, yes, of course you are. I was speaking of the power you've acquired. This is all scientifically speaking, of course. Look, I've already taken up too much of your time. All I can do is promise that I'm not going to make you deal with this mystery alone. Whatever might be happening, I'll be right here to help you every step of the way.
Travel safely.
See that shroud covering me on? Believe it or not,
Smell that?
you're looking at the
Construction,
only city in the
incense,
settled systems
industrial
that
chemicals of
powers
every
itself
kind.
from lightning.
But they still can't get rid of the odor of chasm bass. A native species of fish. I often wonder what would have happened if they'd never found out about the psychotropic effects. I mean, on paper, a rich protein source has far more practical value than a recreational drug. But theory loses out once again to practice. Something to do with chasm bass's natural oils, apparently. If you're curious, the name is Aurora. We need to stop by the Stroud-Ekman offices. There are certain authorization procedures when large funds are being transferred, even for something like this.
Looks like some sort of checkpoint ahead. It's probably designed to suck the credits direct. See that shroud covering me on? Believe it or not, you're looking at the only city in the settled systems that powers itself from lightning.
this about? Cut the act. Sniffers picked up the Aurora you're carrying the second you stepped through.
All right, get up slowly and turn around. Try to run, and we open fire. So, what was the plan, Nesha? Smuggle the Aurora into Aquila City or New Atlantis?
No, I just forgot I was carrying it, is all. Honest mistake, right?
한 번만 봐줘.
Can't we just settle this right here? I can pay the usual.
We don't make the rules. That's Administrator Bayo's job. Now, shut up and start walking.
Move it. Let's go.
New around here? Make certain you familiarize yourself with our rules and regulations regarding the transport of Aurora. After all, you don't want to end up like Nishar, do you?
오로라가 뭘까?
Aurora is a hallucinogenic which is legally available for purchase in Neon. Certainly. And for your own good, I urge you to listen carefully. First and foremost, the interplanetary transport of Aurora is strictly forbidden. Anyone caught transporting the substance through this checkpoint will be arrested, fined, and jailed if necessary. You are free to carry and use Aurora anywhere within the city limits, yes. Good. Then you won't have any problems from me. The other regulation you should be aware of is that Aurora is only available for purchase in the Astral Lounge. Buying it from any other business or a street dealer is illegal. You will be arrested, fined, and jailed for participating in such a transaction. Perfect. All right then, that's it. If you have any additional questions, let me know. Otherwise, keep your nose clean and move along.
Well, with all signs pointing to the Astral Lounge, I suppose we should pay it a visit. Purely for exploratory purposes, of course. Stroud Eklund makes some of the finest ships in the settled systems. I'd love to get a look at their operations.
Mr. Stroud, we didn't know you were coming in.
It's all right. I just need to have a short chat with my counterpart. Is she in today?
Yes, allow me to bust you in, sir. You know, Mr. Stroud, you are so lucky.
뭐지?
Walter.
Issa.
Shall we continue from last time? The luxury cruise line market is completely outside of our core competencies. Investing into it is a mistake.
No, I'm here about... Wait a minute, a mistake. Our ship designers are the best in the settled systems.
They design personal craft and military ships, Walter. Large-scale accommodations and hospitality is a completely different beast. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here I am arguing with my partner. And you're just standing right here.
이분이 부인분이신가
Issa
보다.
Eklund,
그쵸?
the hyphenated Eklund in our glorious company's brand.
이사 에클룬드.
Oh, aren't you lovely? Walter, wherever did you meet your new friend? I'm jealous.
A colleague from Constellation.
Ah, yes, the daring explorers. My partner is so infatuated with.
안 해준 걸까요?
You should hear him reciting that speech.
There's no need to go into that.
Oh, my heart skips a beat when he does it. Really, it does. Such passion. If he talked to the board that way, I wouldn't need to placate them so much.
미운 털이 콕 하고 박혀 있는 것 같은 느낌인데.
I know. It's my favorite hobby. Now, why are you here, my dear? The board meeting isn't for a while, and our vacations aren't coming up either.
It's the discretionary fund, Issa. I need all of it.
Ugh. This wouldn't have anything to do with that meeting you've set up at the Astro Lounge, would it?
I never said that. Did you have an agent hack into my files again?
Only after you had one hack into mine. Tell me, can mutual distrust lead to a point where it's actually the same as mutual trust? A remarkably insecure location for a clandestine meeting.
That was the point. Neutral territory in the open.
With no leverage. Oh, you must let me help. It's been too long.
도와주신대요.
I have this all taken care of.
Some investigation into the seller. What's motivating them?
팩트로
Then,
때린다.
some preliminary casing of the Astral Lounge for
너
security
조사 똑바로
flaws.
안 해?
Give you the advantage if things go wrong.
당신 조사를
Bribe
하고
a few
이렇게
bouncers,
가볍게
alter the
했어?
codes on the doors.
Yes, exactly. I hate being selfish, but I would like some time with my husband.
아,
We
방해꾼은
need
빨리
to go through
일하러
the fund
가라.
authorizations anyway.
James Newell is the broker who knows our seller. He'll be able to help you find out more about them. And it shouldn't be hard to find the Astral Lounge. Here, let me at least give you some operation
주머니를
funds since I won't be
든든하게
joining you.
주세요.
Meet me back here. Yeah, I'm going to be present for the negotiation. I'm not leaving you to the Neon Sharks, I promise.
I've had enough, Rosa. Siegart's gone too far this time.
Oh no, this again? James, you have to let it go.
Let it go? Why should I?
오, 뭐야,
Every
뭐야,
time
왜
he
이래?
pays NSEC, he enables them, Rosa. He's telling them it's okay to blackmail us. It's ridiculous.
뭐지? 청천연색.
It's the way things are, James.
어,
There's nothing we can do about it.
아, 할 말만.
All right. I just wish things would
아니,
change.
뭐야 이거?
How can I help you today?
If you have a moment, say hello to my wife, Rosa. I had to chase more zone heads out
아,
of
무슨
here.
옷이 이렇게 징그럽게 생겼지?
I don't think they even knew what planet they were on.
They're just kids having fun, James.
Don't kid yourself, Rosa. Aurora isn't fine. It's a poison, and it needs to be taken off the streets.
James, please, it's not just the Aurora. It's Administrator Bayou. As long as he's in charge, this city will just get worse and worse. Welcome to Newell's. Let me know if you need help with anything.
아, 상점.
Do I sound that awful? I didn't even realize. Terrible, just terrible. You'll have to excuse me. With all the ruckus my husband's been making at the Merchant Alliance meetings, it's difficult to get any rest. Poor old man has himself mixed up in a foolish crusade against Dietrich Sieghart, who he's angry at for paying off Neon security.
Hmm?
It's a little group James formed, with some of the other vendors on Neon. I'd call it more of a support group, because all they do is sit around and complain about how hard it is to run a business here. He runs Sieghart's Outfitters. It's right outside the spaceport terminal. I suppose you could say he's our only real competition. If you ask me, he isn't such a terrible person. Please don't tell James I said that. For protection, I assume. They apparently target certain businesses with some type of safety assurance fee scheme. We've been spared that indignity so far, but it's absolutely disgraceful this kind of thing is happening. I'm not taking anyone's side. I just want all this infighting among Neon store owners to end. I think my husband has Dietrich all wrong. He's probably doing what he has to do to survive. Just, please don't tell James I said that. I don't want him to think his own wife is doubting him. It's just a feeling that I have about Dietrich. I'm sure he's paying off Neon security because he has no choice. He can't afford to fight back like my husband expects. Oh no. I'd hate for you to get sucked into the whole silly affair. It would be so lovely to see my James happy again. He used to smile at me all the time, you know. Now all I see is worry on his face. I suppose you can speak with him about it if you like. But perhaps you'd like to browse our store a bit before you do? Now, James,
Welcome to Newell's.
I don't want you
If
to
you're
get
looking
upset.
for any specific goods, Rosa and I guarantee we'll beat Sieghart's lousy selection every time.
지크하르트가 대체 뭐랬길래 이렇게 나를 세우지?
I understand that. But when you're dealing with a snake like Siegert, normal commerce practices go right out the window. That man has absolutely no respect for the business community on
하던
Neon.
표정이야.
He skips merchant meetings and refuses to participate in any of our group buys. Worst of all, he pays off Neon's security to keep his place safe. By standing up to the lowlifes who come in here expecting me to just hand over all of my money. I refuse to be run out of business or be forced to pay protection. A lot of the merchants in Neon belong to a small merchants alliance.
상인연합.
It's nothing formal. It's just a bunch of us getting together to air our grievances and watch each other's backs.
직배 같은 느낌?
Yeah, sure. If all you care about is yourself. Every payment Siegert makes validates Neon Security's corruption. He's setting a bad precedent that many merchants are forced to follow. Anyway, sorry. I know I can get a little intense about these things. If you'll forgive the outburst and have a look around, I'm sure you'll find something you might want to buy.
기름 사야 되는데.
I'd say the majority of the guards are rotten, and the few who aren't simply take a paycheck and look the other way. They have Neon completely under their control. The Freestar Collective's own security doesn't even maintain a presence here. If it wasn't for the Freestar Rangers outpost, there wouldn't be a shred of justice in this entire city.
출장 훈련소가.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know much. But I did have one of my freelancers tail the seller back to his place. Sleep Crate 1. Let me write down the unit for you.
저 너무 시선 강탈이야.
You definitely know your way
왜 이렇게
around the
쉽게
knob.
오지? 오, 뭐야? 머스그 로보 씨에게 너무 빨리 넘어가. 빨리 옮기라고. 3화는 여기까지고요. 저는 4화에서 다시 뵙도록 하겠습니다. 재밌으셨다면 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 바이바이.